Hello, I'm Maddie. The Spring Festival is coming up. This year, LEGO have released 80113, the family reunion celebration. This set is designed by Niels, and a mainland Chinese Wen Xiaodong as concept designer. The box includes 1,823 pieces, and is sold at 829 Hong Kong dollars. So what do you get in this set? Can we use leftover parts from this set to add details? The designer denied this restaurant is region specific. Don't know about that. Today let's take a deep dive into this marvelous set. First, let's take a look at the box. On the top right and bottom left, there are some paper cup patterns. And behind the restaurant we can also see the LEGO Auspicious Dragon set, also on sale with this set. You get 2 instructions and a sheet of stickers with this set. In the instruction, other than an illustration of the dinner and some introduction of the family reunion celebration, there are no additional information about this set. That's why I'm here, to provide some interpretation about some details of this set. This is what it looks like when finished. It's a 2-floor Chinese restaurant, which I think originated from the Cantonese-style restaurant specifically. The overall color scheme of the restaurant is sand green, tan, and red, which is very similar to some Cantonese restaurants already. Now let's take a look at the end product from the first instruction, which is the sidewalk and the first floor of the restaurant. There are some kiosks on the sidewalk, including an area for Chinese calligraphy. The one on the left is a mashed character of 恭喜发财, which means wishing for prosperous, and a 福, which means blessing. There is also a gold ingot and a dragon head inside the character. Beside this is a flower shop. You can adjust the position of the sunshade. Coming to the front of the building, there is a stand for longevity peaches, which in Chinese culture will give you, well, longevity. Now I just learned the peaches don't get ripe in February, so either they're from a greenhouse or maybe they're the real deal. The sign here says longevity and has a peach in the middle of it. I also used some leftover pieces from this set and made a sapling here. Besides the main entrance is a Citrus japonica tree. You may recognize it from the LEGO Money Tree released last year. This tree is very popular in Hong Kong around Chinese New Year because in Cantonese it is the same pronunciation as Gap, which means auspicious. Let's check out the other side of the building. Here is a fish tank, my favorite part of the build. Not the first time LEGO made a fish tank, this one is just so simple yet effective. Back to the main entrance. At the bottom there are 2 stone lions as guardians. Around the door frame we can see spring couplets, a Chinese tradition during spring festivals for good luck. On the spring couplets here it says, "Spring returns to welcome back sparrows," and "The sun shines at middle of the sky to wake up the sleeping dragon." Sleeping dragon often refers to ambitious people in seclusion or crocodiles. I know, Chinese is complicated. And on the top it says everything is renovated. Personally, I think this set of spring couplet is more likely to describing the start of spring in March, rather than Chinese New Year usually in January or February. But it's good effort to find the spring couplets that includes spring and dragon. Kudos to the designers. Opening the glass door, we can see a carpet that says welcoming guests as if this is their home. I get what they're saying, but I cannot find any reference of this saying on the carpet anywhere. Usually it just says welcome. There's also a counter here, with a backdrop saying prosperous business. If you find it difficult to place a minifigure behind the counter, you can also remove the backdrop, just like this. However, I don't like how the counter is designed, so I moved the base of the counter to one side. Now there's space for minifigures to get through. In the lobby here is some flowers and a kitchen. Both the stove and ventilation fan uses the turntable pieces here. Beside the stove, there's a chopping table. Above that looks like siu mei, roasted poultry or pork that you can find all over Hong Kong. On the wall, you can also find a picture of the chef with, I think, his daughter visiting the Lego parade from last year. The Chinese here means memento. Going up the stairs, there are some studs on them to place minifigures. And on the wall, there's another Lego product reference, this time the Lunar New Year display from last year. One more thing from the first instruction is this trolley. Although it has a sticker on it, I just cannot figure out what it is in it. You could debate whether this is a rice cake or meatball, or you could just disassemble the whole thing and combining it with leftover parts, and then you can get a Guangong statue. You see these statues in many restaurants or other shops, especially in Guangdong region, and people worship them for, you guessed it, prosperity. I used the rest of the trolley to get a skateboard and a ladder. That's what you get from the first instruction. It has a lot of details and the building technique is pretty straightforward. For people looking for interesting building experience, the second instruction may be more suitable for you. Here it has a lot of studs not on top techniques. My favorite part is this small area of the wall. The designer used these three pieces to merge into the wall perfectly, and it also has the same indent style as the rest of the wall. Speaking of the wall, this window piece definitely adds a lot of character to this building, and you get no less than 19 of them in this set. In a lot of traditional Cantonese restaurants, the main eating area is on the second floor. Here we can see a big Lazy Susan style table. Reminds you of previous Lego set? Everybody already has some noodle. They also ordered what looks to be roasted pork buns, some soup. Cantonese are so good at soup. And I think these are fried dumplings. You can also use leftover parts for some dessert. A chocolate mango strawberry ice cream. Yummy. You also get a karaoke station here. On the screen are MK and May from Monkey Kid. At least someone's enjoying it. Another Monkey Kid reference in this room is the picture, which is an illustration of the Heavenly Realms, showing Xiaodong's strong ties with the franchise. There are two other pictures in this room. One is a traditional Chinese painting of magpie on a red plum tree, a common theme in China symbolizing auspiciousness. The Chinese on it means return to spring, and there's a red stamp of LA. Another painting is the character Clean, with a shape of a lotus. Not that related to Spring Festival, I suppose. But a nice painting nonetheless. By the way, I couldn't find any exact photos of these two anywhere, which leads me to think they are created originally by Xiaodong. Pretty cool. Wouldn't mind having them as real-life size posters. The last area of the second floor is the restroom. Here you have a toilet and a washing sink. One problem here. When opening the door, it would hit the toilet, and changing the direction of the door would only make the situation worse. Another thing to look out for is, although there are some guardrails right above the stairs, there is no guard for the restroom door. Be careful after getting out of there. Speaking of the stairs, I love that the minifigures could use it to get to the second floor, but there are no stairs leading to the rooftop. Here we can see a couple having some hot pot, and a dim sum cart, usually used in Cantonese restaurants to provide cooked food for customers right away. The boy offers some flowers to the girl, but she doesn't seem too impressed. Maybe it was because she knew where the flowers come from. Not cool. Behind the table, there's a string of red lanterns and transparent heads with current zodiac printed on it, a tradition for Lego Chinese New Year sets. We can also find a similar decoration on the ground floor. There is also a small observation deck on the rooftop. Let's place the lamp here. Looks like someone has some fireworks ready, but since it's against the law, better store them away. Back to the front of the restaurant. These golden frogs and leaf combos add some nice details for the building. On the right we can see the signboard. On the top is a round emblem of the restaurant, with a golden dragon holding a spoon and chopsticks in it. Below that is the name Joyful House. FYI, the first character of the name is also the first character of Lego in Chinese. At the very bottom of the sign it also says, established 1932, the same year Lego was founded. The second floor and the rooftop can be removed or installed very easily. You can also combine the two floors into one. Personally, I think this looks even better. Looks like an American diner, doesn't it? Finally, let's take a look at the 13 minifigures included in this set. It's only fitting to have yellow minifigures in Chinese New Year sets, right? I'm kidding. This year marks the 5th year anniversary of the first Spring Festival set, the Chinese New Year's Eve dinner. Every family member from that set makes a return to this one. The mom, dad, and son's outfit seems a bit boring here, although the dad might be mimicking a certain parrot here. The daughter is wearing a yellow top with turquoise pants, the same as her grandma. Very cute. The grandpa is wearing a gray sweater, and the younger couple are wearing the same shirts once again. This time it's a sky blue and lavender split shirt. Love the colors clashing. On the pocket is a character of the earthly branch of the dragon zodiac. You don't need to know what it is other than it represents the dragon. On the back it's a LEGO Space logo, but the spaceship replaced by a dragon. The third group here we have 3 colleagues of the restaurant, all wearing a white shirt with the restaurant emblem on the back. Only the chef's dragon is in gold while the others are in silver. The young man stuffing his face might just be the most popular character in this series. This is his 7th appearance overall. That's more than once a year. The girl in the black jacket seems like a random choice at first sight, but it is the exact same top we see in the previous Temple Fair set, worn by a different girl. Coincidence? The Zodiac minifigure this year is this guy, wearing a gold shirt and nougat pants. The molding of the helmet is quite detailed, especially for a one-off piece. It's just not giving me too much of a dragon vibe. I think it's the eyes that threw me off, so I added the white of the eyes. Which one do you think looks more like a dragon? Architecture has always been a strong suit for LEGO, and this set is not an exception. Personally, I think the diner arrangement looks even better. The whole structure is pretty sturdy. I need to move around the parts a lot during filming, and each floor stayed intact. As for price per piece, the Chinese New Year's dinner has 1/3 of the piece count of this set, but the RSVP is 2/3 of this. So if you don't mind the minifigure outfits and pretty parts from that set, this Joyful House is much better deal in my opinion. There are some areas for improvements though. First, when assembling the floor, having to count the studs to fit those long pieces is not fun. All they need to do is just turn the illustrations upside down, and we can line the pieces up. Or maybe because this set is targeting Asians, so they assume we like counting? Thanks? Secondly, on the first floor, in order to line up the eaves, they used a 2x2 round plate. Nice. However, in the second floor, nothing is given here. The 2 eaves are the same structure, so a round plate would fit perfectly on the 7th floor as well. I think this is just a mistake, so no big deal. The third point is I would love to have some explanations for the details in this set, even if this set is for children and adults. I saw a lot of foreigners, even the designer Niels, being confused on some details, especially the stickers. Adding interpretations wouldn't restrict our imagination, but help us having more appreciation for this unique culture and designers' work. And by the way, could we credit the designers in each LEGO set, please? Just like movie credit. It's not like you'd haven't taken photos of designers or have them taken interviews for the world to see. So adding their names in the instructions doesn't seem like a big stretch, right? That's it for today's video. If you like it, please press that like button. Subscribe for more videos like this. I will see you next time. Bye bye. Happy Chinese New Year.